Hey guys, welcome to At Home Fitness with Coach A, the YouTube channel where I, Coach A, deliver in-gym quality coaching and workouts to you guys at home for your garage, gym, or in-house purposes. Now, let's get busy. Today is day number 157 of Set At Home Fitness with Coach A, and it is Wednesday, August 19th. Here is what we are looking at for today. You guys have one thing today, one big workout piece. We're going to break this up into a couple different components, and they are going to descend in order of time and the amount of work per round. So here's what we're looking at: a 5-minute AMRAP, a 4-minute AMRAP, a 3-minute AMRAP, a 2-minute AMRAP, and you guessed it, a 1-minute AMRAP. Now, the rest is going to be even across the board. It's going to be a 1-minute rest in between every piece. All right. The rep scheme is going to correlate to the length of the AMRAP. Here's what I mean by that. Round one, the 5-minute AMRAP is going to be 2 movements, 20 alternating dumbbell snatches, so 10 each side, and 50 double unders. Okay, so let's say, for argument's sake, you guys, and easy to do the math, you guys are absolutely crushing these two, smoking through them. In 5 minutes, you guys get 5 rounds. Here's what we're going to do. I don't care what the score is, but this is going to be the game plan the whole way through. On the 4-minute AMRAP, you're then going to have 16 alternating dumbbell snatches and 40 double unders. Your goal is to get the same score on that AMRAP, even though it's shorter, because it also has less reps, as you did on the 5-minute AMRAP, meaning completing 5 rounds. As we go to 3 minutes, the reps are going to be 12 alternating dumbbell snatches and 30 double unders. 8 and 20 for the 2-minute, and then finally 4, which is going to be 2 each side, alternating dumbbell snatches, and 10 double unders for the 1 minute, which means you're really going to have to work to get those 5 rounds in, or whatever the equivalent score is that you guys are able to get on those first couple. Stick around if you're not sure how to do these things. Head down to the garage gym in a second, and I will demonstrate. Alright guys, welcome to the garage gym. I wanted to spell this out for you in case it was confusing. So we're looking at 5-minute AMRAP, then we go to 4, then 3, then to 2, then to 1, and you can see the number of reps of dumbbell snatches and the number of reps of double unders that correspond to each one. Remember, the goal is to try and maintain the same score all the way through in terms of completed rounds and partial reps. So again, we're looking at 5-minute, 4-minute, 3-minute, 2-minute, and 1-minute AMRAPs. The rep scheme is going to be descending on the dumbbell snatches. We want to make sure we're alternating sides. 20 reps on that first round, which is going to be 10 and 10. So I'm going to work through with the right for 1, tap the ground, go to the left for 2, and so on, 10 each side. After that, I'm going to have the 50 double unders, so the 2 rotations per hop with the jump rope. The modifications we'll talk about in a second. But remember, the big goal here is that I can complete, or I'm pushing to complete the same number of rounds, no matter what the workload is and no matter what the time frame is. All right, so if that ends up being 4 rounds, let's say, as it gets lower, it seems like it's going to get much harder to do, when in fact the time should be about the same. Just keep in mind that transition between the dumbbell and the rope and back to the dumbbell. The smaller those rounds get, the more transitions you're going to make and the more valuable that transition time becomes, because it is a bigger part of the total AMRAP. All right, let's go into modifications.
Stay tuned for movement modifications.
All right, so first I want to go over the double under. We talk about this all the time. If you haven't seen it before, modifications for a double under or 2 rotations of the rope per hop of the feet is going to be first single under, so 1 rotation for 1 hop of the feet. Even if you guys aren't very good at the rope and you're doing that stutter step where it's 2 hops for every rotation, I will take that before I take some of this other stuff.
Other modifications could be a line on the ground that I'm hopping laterally back and forth over. It could be jumping jacks. It could be an object in front of us, like the dumbbell we're going to use, where I'm staying on my toes and alternating taps in my feet. All right, lots of different options. The big thing is we're on our toes, we're on the balls of our feet, we're moving constantly, we're breathing hard, and we're working, okay? So there can be a bunch of different things. If you have any ideas, let me know. Be happy to pass it along if it's a good one. If you're super creative with something and it's something everybody else can use, absolutely willing to give that to them. Now let's get into the dumbbell snatches. So if we're looking at a barbell, yes, it's a PVC weight, let's pretend it's a barbell. Because the goal has a lot to do with efficiently moving through time. I want you guys to either make some adjustments or make some concessions. What I mean by that is, if we're going with the bar, the weight's going to be light. All right, somewhere in the range of 75 at the most for guys, to 65, maybe 55. And then for the ladies, 55 at the most to 45 or 35. Now, if we want to keep the reps in the higher range, then I want you guys to be in the hang power snatch variety of movement. Whether that comes down the leg or it's the high hip and coming right out, it's up to you. Doesn't matter to me. If we want to go from the ground, that's going to cost us time. So I want you to bring the reps down a little bit. They're just basically set up in variants of 4, so we have 5 rounds. Maybe go variants of 3, so 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, or even 2 if you want to work with that. If we are somebody that, let's say, has a barbell that weighs 45 pounds, and we only have 2 45-pound plates, would rather you guys go with the empty barbell and maintain higher reps than go with the heavier weight and maintain lower reps. Simply from the standpoint of, one is going to wear us down way more, and I want you to be able to maintain that consistency as we go through. Now, if we are looking at a kettlebell, obviously you guys have done this before. We can either go from the ground, in which case it's pretty much going to be the same thing as the dumbbell snatch, or you guys can swing. If you're going to swing, if you want to work on swinging, if you feel like hip function, if you feel like the rhythm and timing is something you'll benefit from, then I want you to cut it in half, okay? So on the round of 20, it's going to be 10 from the right, and then I'm going to switch and I'm going to go 10 from the left, that thing. If we are looking at, let's say, a ball, for instance, and that's the only piece of equipment we have, I want you guys to change it up a little bit. Instead of the energy going up, I want to see the energy go up and then come down. So we're going to be doing a ball slam as opposed to a power snatch or a dumbbell snatch. If we're looking at a band, you guys can always take the band. In this case, I'm going to take the shoulder component out of it. For the most part, I'm going to put pretty much just a hip component into it. I'm going to loop it over the shoulders, over the traps here, from underneath the feet, and do some banded good mornings. Just something that's easier to maintain the consistency of, to be able to keep pushing yourself on, so we get the aerobic benefit out of it, even though I understand we're not going to necessarily get as much shoulder work out